Yeah, right. Yeah, on top of everything else. Now we got that working for us. We don't have to worry about the FCC. Get myself untangled here. I looped it under there. That was a bad idea. There. That should be fine though. Good afternoon from Southwood County 2000 Field here in Wisconsin Rapids, Wisconsin, as you are listening on 1320 AM WFHR and watching online at WFHR.com and ZaleskiSports.com. Jason Zaleski here alongside Steve Maves as we will bring you the exciting conclusion, I suppose is one way to say it, the exciting conclusion of Assumption taking on the visiting Loyal Greyhounds. This game actually started back on Thursday, and we played, and they're going to get our game clock set here, but we played just under 6 minutes in first quarter action on Thursday before lightning moved in and storms were bearing down on central Wisconsin all day on Thursday. They actually moved the game up a half an hour just to attempt something. And what the half-hour move-up got us was 6 minutes of first quarter action because the lightning came just before 7 o'clock, which was the original scheduled kickoff time. And the game stopped and has been on pause all the way up until now, and will actually be live kickoff here in just a few minutes. Again, you're listening to 1320 AM WFHR, watching live on WFHR.com and ZaleskiSports.com. We'll pick up with the score at 6-0. It was a 10-play, 69-yard Loyal drive that was capped off on a Matt Szymanski touchdown run. And it went like this. It was Nate Buchanan, 4 yards, 8 yards, 17 yards, Szymanski 17, and a few other smaller runs sprinkled in there. But it was ground and pound the whole way down the field for Loyal in those first few minutes. Back on Thursday, Assumption, the defense had no answer. And I know that Coach Sullivan, Assumption Royal head coach, and others were running right to the film right away. And both teams now have had, I guess, what's going to be calculated at 42 hours to figure out what they did right, what they did wrong, and recalibrate here. And hope that they've found out enough and made enough changes to pick up their first Cloverwood win of the year. Both teams coming in at 0-3. And we'll pause briefly and just talk about that a little bit. First, we'll start with Assumption. 3 games that they've been blown out in all 3, and looking to get on the winning side of things here in 2019. They lost to Thorpe a week and a day ago now, right here at Southwood County 2000 Field, and the loss to Oshkosh Lords. And who was week 1? Dominican, that's right. Yeah, Dominican started the year, and really all of those 3 games, Assumption, the games were not in question, and Assumption lost control of those games early. So, being in a deficit here, 6-0 in the first quarter, Assumption will have the ball when we resume. They did kick off after that Szymanski touchdown. The return was made, and I'll have to think back. I believe they're going to have the ball right on the 20-yard line from what I remember from Thursday night. For Loyal, it's been a little bit different of a story. Again, they are 0-3, just like Assumption is, but they got there a little bit differently. Their level of competition has been tough. They lost a road game out at Ellsworth at the beginning of the year, and lost that one. The scoreboard is going to say that is a bad loss. Ellsworth, though, is a good football team, and then they've played 2 ranked teams. They played Division 7, number 1 ranked Bangor Cardinals. At Loyal, and they got handled pretty well. But again, that's the number 1 ranked team in Division 7. That team probably competes well in Division 6 and perhaps even in Division 5. And then last week, over in Loyal, the Division 6, number 6 ranked Abbotsford Falcons came to town. And Abbotsford pulled away early, and then Loyal made a comeback at the end. The scoreboard's going to show you it was maybe a little closer game than it was. Abbotsford really did control that whole game, but Loyal, it looked like, in the second half, figured some things out, and when we'd pick up Steve Maves here in just a minute, he called that game back on Friday, and we'll turn to him here in just a minute. and get his comments on what he saw there. But the point is, both teams 0-3, level of competition, though, a little bit different, and competitiveness. And you would think, Steve, that Assumption probably has the taller hill to climb here today against Loyal. What did you see last Friday out of Loyal that would give you and the other, let's say, Greyhound fans, give you and Greyhound fans reason to believe that Loyal's got some promise here in 2019?
Yeah, the adjustments that they made coming out of halftime were just on point. And welcome back to Southwood County. Perfect second half adjustments, able to slow down the very high up tempo Abbotsford offense. They were able to control the clock a lot in that second half, punched it down the field. They had a 93-yard drive in that second half. Then I believe over 80 yards as well. They were just able to ground and pound that whole second half and be able to punch in the end zone. Just one onside kick tip away from getting the ball back at the end of the fourth quarter, but they could have easily come back and tied that game at the end.
Yeah, so certainly then what we're learning here is that every bit as close as the score were to have indicated. We will not have a national anthem today, but they are doing an on-field prayer right now, and so we'll continue the pregame show, not out of any disrespect, but it just, well, so I'm so wrong. We will do a national anthem here. We'll put the microphone out the window, and then we'll be just about set for first quarter football here at Southwood County 2000 Field.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, nothing like a live national anthem on a Saturday afternoon to get you juiced up for football. Again, as you're listening on 1320 AM, WFHR, watching live on WFHR.com and ZaleskiSports.com. So again, it's Loyal leading Assumption, the game that started on Thursday, 6-0, and we'll pick up the action here with 6:22 left on the first quarter clock, and we'll be back with that Assumption Loyal restart in just a moment.
Do you dread opening your cable or satellite bill each month? Tired of paying for a bunch of channels you
So
don't
as far
even
as the
watch?
Zoom,
Then maybe it's time you took a look at
on the
streaming
screen
TV.
from the-
Streaming TV is simply
from
a new
the-
way to get
the
television
outside boundary
content.
here to the
Instead
other-
of using
to
a
the other side of
traditional
the field is
cable
kind of what I
box or
want the frame
satellite
to be.
dish, you can get programming
And then
delivered to
just
your
panning
TV
left
via
at
the
this point.
internet through a smart TV or streaming device. Skinnier channel items make streaming services budget-friendly and give you more control over which channels you pay for. Visit Solaris.net for a number of tools to help get you started. They'll help you calculate the internet speed you need, show you how to install your streaming device, and
yeah?
even help you decide which streaming service is best for you. For a limited time, you'll get a free
Oh,
Roku
no.
streaming stick when you sign up for Solaris Internet, so you can try streaming risk-free. So what do you
Well, good.
say? Are you ready to kick your cable
good.
to the curb and start
He's a
saving
night
money
owl,
by
so that
streaming
fits him.
TV? Solaris can help. Stop in, call, or visit them at Solaris.net to learn more.
Solaris Media Shower is currently available in Arkdale, Nakusa, Port Edwards, Rudolph, Wisconsin Rapids, and the town of Plover. Certain restrictions may apply.
All right, back here at Southwood County 2000 Field as we are set to begin quarter number one. And Assumption now will have their first play from scrimmage of this game. Again, this game that started back on Thursday, and it's a run up the middle. And Loyal defense is there to push the ball carrier back. And it looks to be a gain of about 2 on the play. To bring up a 2nd and 8 for Assumption. And neither me nor the PA announcer here have noticed who had the ball there. I had an idea with it, but then in the pile, I lost him. So 2nd and 8 upcoming here. Handoff coming up middle here. Burst of speed as powering through the middle for a first down, Derek Bathke. And Bathke got 8 on the play. It's exactly what they needed. And it's a new set of downs for the Royals. So ball on the 30-yard line. Again, we started on the 20. So 10 yards of offense here exactly for the Royals. And it's a 1st and 10. And another run up the middle, another gash by Bathke. This one will be good for 8. So back-to-back 8-yard runs for Derek Bathke. And the Royals starting to move the ball a little bit here. Again, as I said, both teams had 42 hours to go and take a look at what they saw in the first quarter, make some adjustments, and Royal adjustments were made. But again, these teams during that first quarter didn't see each other in this formation with Assumption on offense and Loyal on defense. But certainly enough to be seen there. The quarterback keep up the middle, and that'll be enough for another Royals first down. Keep there by Jared Hartley, and a gain of, we'll call it 5 by Hartley, and enough to move the chains again. So 4 runs, 3 first downs for Assumption here. So ball at the 43-yard line. And Hartley is going to pitch out, and the pitch went backwards, covered up by Cade Stotts. And Stotts, on the no fault of his own, is going to lose 5 on the effort.
Yeah, that was a disaster from the beginning. Be able to fall on top of it helped out a lot, but the momentum that Assumption had depleted right there on that pitch. But overall, Loyal came out, had it sniffed out perfectly coming up to the line of scrimmage and able to force Assumption back about 5 yards or so.
Yeah, they were on Hartley 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. If he tucks it there, they lose 3. Instead, he pitches it, they lose 5. Run up here to Bathke, and Bathke, he's a load coming up through the middle, folks, as Bathke goes 5'8", 205. And it's a 8-yard carry for Bathke. How about this? 3 8-yard carries for Derek Bathke. It's going to bring up a 3rd and about 6 for the Royals.
Yeah, as you mentioned, a load is Bathke, and just hitting that hole and getting up the middle to that 2nd and 3rd level of the Loyal defense, and just being able to plow over the defenders in his big, stocky running ability.
So Hartley brings his offense to the line. It's at their own 47-yard line, but we're going to have a first down here as Hartley's cadence got the interior of the Royals the Greyhounds defensive line to jump, and it's going to move them ahead. It's still going to be 3rd down. It's going to be 3rd and 1 upcoming. Nice job there by Hartley, alter his cadence and get a free 5 yards.
Yeah, after a 1st and 16 or 17 or 15 or 16, whatever it was, able to get that 2nd down run and then have Loyal jump off sides, a very now manageable 3rd down for Coach Sullivan and those Royals.
All right, so into Greyhound territory here. Just across the 50 to the Greyhound 48-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and a long one for the Royals. Hartley under center. Bathke lines up just a yard behind him. The handoff goes to Bathke, and he's going to push ahead. And it looks like he should have just enough. They needed 1.5, and I think he got 1.5 for the first down.
Yeah, good run. That's how Loyal able to get into the hole defensively. They try to tackle him high. A guy that size, you got to go low. Otherwise, he's just going to shake you off. And
just able to do what he did and get that first down after having a 2nd and very long to get up there, and now another first down for the Royals.
Under 2 minutes to play here in quarter number 2. 1st and 10 from the Greyhound 47-yard line. Handoff again to Bathke. And the Hounds going to have their hands full with Derek Bathke today. It's a 3-yard plunge there. But Bathke and the Royals offensive line finding some success right up the middle against this Hounds defensive line. So it'll be 2nd and 7 from inside the Greyhound 45. It'll be marked or spotted at the 44. Hartley again with Bathke, his helmet almost touching the behind of the quarterback Hartley in that formation. And again, it's Bathke right up the middle. Coach Sullivan just essentially calling the same play. He may flip it right and left, but these past number of carries have been the same play, and that's good for 4 yards. It'll bring up a 3rd and, we'll call it good for 3 yards. It'll bring up a 3rd and 7.
Yeah, and when you can gain 3 yards here, 3 yards there, 4 yards here, helps out, especially with your offensive line. Give them a lot of confidence going up against this loyal defensive line and see what they can do on 3rd down and manageable here at the 40-yard line.
All right, so 3rd and 4. I said 3rd and 7. It's 3rd and 4 here for the Royals. Hartley is going to hand off on the end, coming around from the far side. And that was sniffed out right away by the Hounds defense. No gain on the play. And I believe that was 20. Cade Stotts with the carry at 23. So a gain of nothing on the play is going to bring up 4th and 4 for the Royals.
Yeah, they didn't have Loyal. They had Loyal sniffed it out right away. Now we're going to 5 seconds left in the first quarter of quick 6 minutes. Assumption offensively the whole time we've been back, and they've been able to march the ball down the field. They'll have it at Loyal's 40-yard line.
Yeah, it's a 40-yard drive to this point. They stand at the Greyhound 40 as we reach the end of quarter number 1. It is Loyal 6 and Assumption nothing.
Nearly 500 new sports fans are born each year at Aspirus Riverview Family Birthplace. The brand new birthplace features hotel-style suites, equipped with a whirlpool tub, walk-in shower, 2 flat-screen TVs, a mini fridge, and a queen-size sleeper sofa. If you're adding to your roster soon, choose Aspirus Riverview Family Birthplace. Aspirus, passion for excellence, compassion for people.
Why wait for the first cold day to find out your furnace doesn't work? Call Comfort Air Heating Cooling Plumbing, your local Bryant dealer, for a clean and check to guarantee your system runs safely and efficiently all winter long. From heating installations to maintenance and repair, our Bryant experts do whatever it takes to make cozy and warm the new norm. And with our licensed plumbers, trust Comfort Air for your home's complete care.
Visit comfortair.biz. That's comfortair.biz.
All right, back here at Southwood County 2000 Field as we go from quarter number 1 to quarter number 2. We flip sides, and we come back to a 4th and 4 as we start the second quarter. Royals still on the 40-yard line, now going north to south as we begin quarter number 2 here from Wisconsin Rapids, and it's the Royals offense on the field from the Greyhound 40-yard line. Big moment in the game here for both teams. And a keep by Hartley, and Hartley is out in the open across the 20 to the 10, 5, and it's a touchdown Royals on 4th and 4. Derek Hartley goes 40 yards for the touchdown. What a play there on 4th down. There was a lot of moving parts there. Hartley put one in motion from the far side to the near side. It was the Hound defense looking for Bathke. And it was Hartley who kept and ran 40 yards for the score.
Yeah, nice little triple option coming into the second half. Fake to Bathke going up the middle, had a guy coming around the outside, and he was either able to pitch it or take it himself up the middle and had a huge hole on the right side and took it 40 yards for the touchdown.
All right, so the point after attempt is going to be underway here momentarily. See if they can break the 6-6 tie. And it just sneaks in past the right upright. Does the point after by Alex Sullivan. And the Royals take the lead here, so both teams on their first possession go down the field and score. Just first possessions 42 hours apart, as it turns out here in this one. So with 11:51 left in the second quarter, it is Assumption 7 and Loyal 6.
Hi, this is Jill from Home Furniture and Design. Since 1970 and 4 generations, our family has been proudly offering quality furniture like Lazy Boy, Serta, and the Amish to Central Wisconsin. We also offer free in-home design with our professionally trained designers to help you create a space that is uniquely yours. Whether it's a sofa, the room, or the entire home, we are here to help you bring it all together. Our knowledgeable staff awaits you at the only location in Wisconsin Rapids on West Grand Avenue next to Johnson & Sons Car Dealership and also located on Post Road in Plover.
11:51 to go before halftime, and Assumption takes the 7-6 lead on the 40-yard quarterback run from Jared Hartley on 4th and 4. And we've got a game. Mentioned in the pregame, both teams coming in at 0-3. Thought maybe if there's a prettier 0-3, that Loyal might have had it. But the Greyhounds trail now 7-6. And maybe the home grass here in Assumption, what the Royals needed. I mentioned Loyal had 10 plays in their first drive. 12-play, 80-yard drive for the Royals, and nary a pass between Thursday and today here in this game. And we'll see. And at this rate, why? Both teams been able to run up and down the field here. So at this point, it's kind of a make you stop me. So Alex Sullivan will kick off. It's a squibber that lands on the 40, gobbled up there by the up-back. That's number 70, Colby Tofar. And Tofar alertly lands on it, and Loyal will take over from their own 39-yard line. That kick got about 15 yards of air on it and about 10 inches off the ground. And squibbed right there. I don't know if that was an intentional squib, but kicked right at Mr. Tofar. Offensive lineman for the Hounds. He picked it up, did what he had to do. I mean, listen, I don't care how tall you are or wide you are. It's a ball. Pick it up, and he did. All right, Hounds now back on the field for the first time since Thursday night at around 6:50 p.m. And the pitch coming outside to Buchanan. Cuts it back up the middle. Buchanan on a shoelace tackle stepped out of it, and it's a 10-yard gain for Buchanan. On first down, it'll remain 1st and 10 for the Hounds. Of course, Central Wisconsin football fans remember from last year, Stephen Buchanan, Nathan's older brother, ran roughshod over a lot of teams, and Nathan making a name for himself here in 2019. And back to Buchanan they go. Pitch the outside. He cuts it outside, turns upfield, stiff arms one, twisted down across the 40, down to the 35-yard line. Now it's a 15-yard run for Buchanan as the Hounds keep moving the ball on the ground, 25 yards, and on the drive at all 25 from number 15, Nathan Buchanan. I know, Steve, you saw a lot of Nathan Buchanan on Friday. He's a hard runner.
Yeah, and just two simple pitches out to the far side, and like you said, 25 yards on 2 plays, and they're inside Royal territory.
At the Royal 35, and the handoff comes up the middle again to Buchanan. He twists, and he's tackled down after a gain of a long 2. We'll give him 3 on the carry, but again, that's an accomplishment for this Royals defense. Buchanan already with runs of 17, 10, and 15 hold him to just 3 on first down.
Yeah, with a running back duo like Szymanski and Buchanan and a quarterback like Dietschy, they're set. They just have to start putting the pieces together.
Handoff here comes to Szymanski, and he was hit right away. It looks like they will give him no yards. So carry that was stopped. Nice job by the Royals defense as their defensive line comes alive here and puts the Greyhounds on 3rd down. It'll be 3rd and 6. Now they will give them a yard on the carry. We'll update our stats here. So 3rd and 6, 9:45 left before halftime. Dietschy will take it from inside the Royal 32. Pitch outside to Buchanan. He cut back, and not sure if the cutback there was warranted. He may have had room on the outside. As it is, it'll be a gain of 2. It'll bring up 4th down for the Hounds.
Yeah, there are two interior runs after those two pitch-outs to Buchanan, stopped pretty nicely by the Assumption interior defensive line. And then, as you mentioned, he cut it back inside where all the Royal defenders were. If he would have tried to bounce it to the outside, might have gotten a couple more yards on a first down.
4th and a long 4 with 9 minutes to go before halftime. Offense stays on for the Greyhounds. Royal fans cheer on their Royals, and we've got pre-snap movement. And that will put the ball, pre-snap movement by Assumption, and that defensive penalty will move the Greyhounds just far enough to change the sticks on the other side. 1st and 10 for Loyal.
Yeah, had the whole defensive line jump on the cadence on the hard count, and an easy first down for Loyal after a 4th and 5 that would have possibly got Assumption the ball right back after they were able to march down the field. But as it is, first down for Loyal.
4 or 5 blue helmets bobbed on the snap cadence on Dietschy there. Nice job by Dietschy to get his team a first down. Drives back to pass. First pass of the game. He's got a man wide open and overthrew him. The pass intended for Jacob Baumgartner had him wide open for a walk-in touchdown. Dietschy just overthrew him. Pass incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, those are the passes that you got to connect. Obviously, Baumgartner open. There's a guy across the middle, going across the middle that was open. And that's what happens when you set up your running game as Loyal has, play action, and you're going to have those guys open down the middle.
Yep, overthrew him by about a yard. A little bit more air or a little bit less on it. It would have been a walk-in touchdown for Baumgartner. 2nd and 10 now from the Royals' 25-yard line. Give to Szymanski, and he's going to be bottled up. It's going to be a gain of about 2. And it'll bring up 3rd and 8 for the Greyhounds. See what they do here on this 3rd down. They've been able to convert a couple so far in the game.
Yeah, 3rd and long now for Loyal. Again, the interior defense, the interior of this defensive line for Assumption has shown up very good here this afternoon. They just got to set the edges to have those runners come back in.
So Dietschy brings his offense back to the line of scrimmage. It's a 3rd and a long 8, and the pitch comes outside of Szymanski. He sheds one tackler, but he's brought down by the next. That was 26, Nick Lieberg. Lieberg is going to force a Loyal 4th down. It'll be 4th and 8 upcoming.
Yeah, that was a fantastic job setting the edge, having the runner go back to the middle of the field where all your teammates are. They're able to wrap them up and maybe gain a yard, and it's going to be 4th and long for the Greyhounds.
Talk all the time. The coaches will tell you, beat your guy to the point of attack, and the Royals did it there. So 4th and 8. Greyhound offense stays on the field. It's going to be a pass play. Dietschy, and had nobody open. He's going to scramble to the outside, still looking. He's going to heave for Baumgartner, and the ball is tipped out of bounds. And the Royals defense will stand here and chase the Greyhounds off the field on 4th down.
Yeah, after 2 plays to start that drive, gaining 25 yards from Nathan Buchanan, the defense was able to really settle down a little bit, set the edges a little bit more on the far side and the near side, and we're able to, again, have those running backs go back towards the middle where the Royals defense was and able to hold them. And Assumption's got the ball back up by 1.
So Assumption now with the ball at their own 25. More importantly, though, for Coach Sullivan and his Royals, back on offense. A handoff coming here near side. It was a cross buck, and it's going to be worthwhile. A big run there by number 15, Reed Dolman. And Dolman's across the 45 to the 46. It's a 21-yard run on 1st down for Dolman.
And again, as I mentioned, the play action for Loyal offensively, the counter there for Assumption worked perfectly as they had Bathke. You have to really gun-ho on Bathke going up the middle and able to have that counter come back and gain those big yards on 1st down.
Another 1st down for Hartley and his offense, and he's going to pitch back this time to Dolman, and that'll go nowhere. Greyhound defenders were in the backfield led by Lupe Aon, and Aon got in the backfield right away. It's going to be a loss of 2 for Dolman, and one of those, I talk about these all the time during the game, one of those stats, it's not your fault. You lost 2 yards, and the quarterback just pitched it to you at the last moment. But Hartley was bottled up, and it'll go down as a loss of 2, 2nd and 12 upcoming.
Yeah, the option on that one. Didn't give it to Bathke. It has a short field on the near sideline and tried to have the option pitched out that way, and nothing doing.
Hartley, handoff up the middle to Bathke, and Bathke with about 3 hounds around him. He's going to gain 3 on the play as the pile unfurls there. Carter Tofar in on the stop for the Greyhounds. 3rd and 8 from Assumption's own 48-yard line.
Yeah, as we've seen from Assumption and Loyal, if you get maybe 4, 5, 6 yards on this play, go for it on 4th down. It's a big yard getter on this down for the Royals.
Yeah, right at midfield here with 5:40 and counting left before halftime. And quarterback Hartley was not ready. He looked to Coach Sullivan looking for some clarification, and Coach Sullivan said, let's talk about it a little bit here on the sideline. So we will take a timeout. 5:40 left before half. Assumption 7 and Loyal 6.
Paper City Savings realizes the way we do banking is different for everyone, and that's why we provide the best of both worlds. We offer face-to-face personal customer service along with the latest in technology. Providing our customers with convenient banking to fit their lifestyle is important to us. You want the best of both worlds in banking? Look no further than Paper City Savings. Paper City Savings, a proud sponsor of area high school sports, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Back here to Southwood County 2000 Field, you're listening on 1320 AM WFHR and watching live on WFHR.com and ZaleskiSports.com. Thanks again to our sponsors like Rapids Awards and More on 1210 Pepper Avenue in Wisconsin Rapids. Preserve your memorable moments with Rapids Awards and More. Go see my friend Van down at, again, Wisconsin Rapids Awards and More on 1210 Pepper Avenue. We'll hear more from Awards and More as they bring us our memorable moment later on here in the game. It's a 3rd and 8 now from the Assumption 48 out of the Assumption timeout. Hartley takes the snap and give to Dolman. Dolman, middle was bottled up. He's going to be forced outside, and he's going to gain about 1.5 on the play. Not enough. It's going to bring up a 4th and long for the Royals.
Reed Dillon over carry. No gain on the play. 4th down.
Yeah, that time Loyal is able to sniff out the counter again. Assumption comes to the near side. The ball's on the near hash mark. They don't play to the strong side, and again struggling to get anything going.
Punt team for Assumption is on the field as they are right just on their own side of the 50. It's a high punt. Buchanan will field it at his own 18. Turns it to the far side of the field, runs into one, and then forced out on that far side. Adam Moon forces out Buchanan on the far side. It looked like Nick Lieberg had a shot at him, and he took a shot from Buchanan. And the Hounds will start just inside their own 40 at their own 39-yard line. It's exactly where they started their last possession. And that possession ended on a Assumption Royal defensive stand. See what the Royals can do on defense now with the Greyhounds offense back on the field. 4:47 to play before half. Dietschy under center, turns, the give to Szymanski. Szymanski far side, got a burst of speed up the sideline. He's across the Assumption 50, and he'll be marked out at the 48. It's a 1st down run for Matt Szymanski of 12 yards and a 1st down for the Greyhounds.
Exactly the same thing Loyal did on their opening play last drive, except Szymanski this time, not Buchanan. Get to the outside, get your lead blockers out in front of you, and had a nice gain on the 1st down.
Of course, Matt Szymanski responsible for the 6 points on the board. He scored a touchdown back on Thursday. And that touchdown still on the scoreboard now as Assumption leads 7-6. Run up the middle now by Szymanski. That'll get 6 on 1st down. He was brought down by Bathke on the play. 2nd and 4, and quickly as Dietschy goes Aaron Rodgers style. They had 12 on the field. Flag comes late. I think the flag on the far side is something else. Assumption had 12 on the field. The side judge on this side let it go, I guess is the best I can tell you. Because I don't believe he was off the field. It was a late substitution for the Royals. Dici and the Greyhounds were going fast anyway. And again, you see on Sundays, Aaron Rodgers and others do that a lot. I think Aaron probably does it more than anybody else does. But caught the late substituter running off the field. But the flag came from the far side. We'll see what, and no flag on the play now. So, and then the other old adage, if there wasn't a penalty, why'd you throw a flag? So it's going to be 2nd and 4 now after the run by Szymanski. By all rights, it probably should be 1st and 5. But at any rate, on we play. About 4 minutes left here before the half. Loyal with the ball at the Assumption 42. Handoff up the middle to Buchanan. Buchanan powering forward, being pushed by his offensive line. And it's going to be a gain of 3. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 1.
And you saw last time when they had close to almost 12 people on the field, the ball gets spotted and they get going right away. And so now it's going to be 4th
I've got 3rd down here. The scoreboard's got 4th down. Maybe I missed a play somewhere in there. So 4th and 1 now upcoming. We were all 3 of us had different downs. The scoreboard, me, and the down marker on the far side. And Coach Lindner from the far side of the field calls a timeout, and he's going to help his Greyhound offense talk about it. We'll have a 4th and 1 upcoming with 3:24 left before halftime. Wondering what to feed your team after work, the game, or this weekend? Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids has tasty, char-broiled burgers for any hungry appetite. From the classic hamburger to the famous Chips Champ and everything in between, check out our daily specials. Stop inside to enjoy your meal with comfortable seating. See our complete menu of burgers, hot ham and cheese, hot beef, chicken and fish, fries, rings, curds, and ice cream served year-round. In a hurry? Same great menu in the drive-thru. Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids.
Don't take chances with do-it-yourself plumbing. Call the experts at Comfort Air Heating Cooling Plumbing. More than your trusted Bryant dealer, Comfort Air also has a licensed master plumber on staff who ensures watertight service every time. Whether it's fixing a leaky faucet, repairing a broken water heater, or installing a new toilet. When you need plumbing done right, or help with your Bryant heating or cooling system, trust the team who always does whatever it takes.
Visit comfortair.biz. That's comfortair.biz.
So it's a 4th and 1 for the Loyal Greyhounds here as they were just inside the Assumption 40-yard line at the 39. And it's quarterback keep for Dici, and he will easily get the 1 yard. He'll get a few more. It's going to be a gain of 3 for Dici on the quarterback keep. And Coach Lindner timeout does well. The Greyhounds get the first down. They again go fast here. Back up to line of scrimmage in a hurry. And now they slow it down a little bit. Dici comes up, takes a look around, back under center now, and hand off to Buchanan straight up the middle. And it'll be a Nathan Buchanan run of 4, bring it up 2nd and 6. So again, Hounds back up to the line of scrimmage in a hurry. 2:45 left to go before half, and pitch coming outside to Szymanski. He's got a lot of green in front of him. He's across the 20, across the 10, and it's going to be a Loyal Greyhound 31-yard touchdown for Matt Szymanski. Second touchdown of the game for Szymanski. This one coming at 31 yards. Touchdown number 1 was of the 6-yard variety. And that puts the Hounds in the lead, 12-7. with 2:36 to go before halftime.
Yeah, very impressive drive for Loyal. They were able to control the field on the far side, and with the hurry-up offense not allowing Assumption to get any players off and not able to set up their defense either.
So 2-point attempt now as the offense stays on the field for Loyal. It's a pitch to the other side to Buchanan, and he cuts back in, lost the ball, lost it though after he crossed the goal line, and the 2-point conversion is good, and Loyal goes up by 7. It is 14-7, Loyal over Assumption, 2:36 left before half.
selling 50/50 raffle tickets.
With clinics in Wisconsin Rapids, Nakusa, Rome, and Adams, Aspirus has the pros to get you back in the game. Can't wait for a clinic appointment? Stop by Aspirus Doctors Clinic walk-in. Open weekdays from 7 to 7 and weekends and holidays from 8 to 1. When you're feeling off your game, count on the winning team at Aspirus Riverview Clinics and Aspirus Doctors Clinic. Aspirus, passion for excellence, compassion for people.
All right, so we've had 2 passes thrown in the game, neither completed. All the rest have been runs. And we've got 3 rushing touchdowns, and that has all led to a Loyal 14-7 lead on the road here against Assumption. 2:36 left to play before half. Our officials still in the north end zone conferring with each other, as they do after every score. They kind of they exchange notes, talk about what they've seen. I mean, it's a huddle for the officials where they get to recap the game and maybe point out some things that each other has seen and likely talking about that 12-man penalty that went uncalled, maybe.
Yeah, see what's going on during the game, see what they're doing after the game, maybe hang out after and see what their plans are for lunch or what they're what they're discussing. But as you mentioned, it was with the nearest official, he didn't even reach for his flag.
No.
With the guy trying to run off the field, and obviously the play was on the far side, but that's still a penalty. Even if he was 3 steps or 2 steps closer to the sideline, that you still got to call to give Loyal credit for hurrying up the offense.
As it turns out, no consequence to the drive. Loyal still scores. They get the touchdown just a few plays later. Again, it was a 31-yard touchdown run for Matt Szymanski, his second touchdown of the game. And it's 14-7. His Loyal Greyhounds out in front. 2:36 to play here before halftime. Make sure to stay tuned to our halftime show. We'll play you our preseason interview with Assumption Royal head coach Jeff Sullivan. You'll get to hear that in its entirety as the squib kick here and ball bouncing on the ground. It is jumped on. And it looks like Rico Franklin on the far side jumped on that ball. That was about a second or less than a second from being jumped on by the Greyhounds, as that looked every bit as intentional as I don't know that it was an onside kick, but they were just hoping to catch the Royals off balance, off guard, and they almost did.
Well, and that's what I was mentioning. They were Loyal was one fingertip away from getting the ball back against Abbotsford last week.
Mm-hmm.
It fell right into their arms, but had an opportunity with about a minute and a half left last week, but just unable to recover the onside kick last week.
So good starting position for the Royals at their own 44. Handoff to Bathke, and he'll gain about 2 on the run. Does Derek Bathke. So conversely here, Loyal sped up that whole last possession. The Royals with the clock counting down towards 2 minutes, taking their time in the huddle. But they are just across their own 45 to the 46. Coach Sullivan knows that math equals 54 yards for a touchdown, and you could do that in 2 minutes. As Hartley up the middle, he'll gain about 3 on the play. It'll bring up a 3rd and 5 for the Royals.
Again, for Assumption, obviously you want to keep grinding out the clock, but conversely for Loyal, if they're able to stop him here on 3rd down, call a timeout, possibly get the ball back with under a minute and a half left in the half, and this offense for Loyal is able to pick up the pace as we've seen. So we'll see what the situation is here coming up on 3rd down.
Both teams with 2 timeouts. Hartley handoff to Bathke. Bathke up the middle. He'll be near first down yardage. He's going to be short by about a yard. It's a gain of 4 on 3rd down. It'll bring up a 4th and 1 for the Royals. They're across the 50-yard line into Greyhound territory. And the ball sits right at the Hounds' 47. Royals, Coach Sullivan keeps his offense on the field for this 4th and 1, minute and 4 left. Hartley takes it. Hartley eludes one, eludes another. Hartley still on his feet to the 30, the 20, and Hartley is going to score. It's another big touchdown for Jared Hartley here today. This one goes for 46 yards. Touchdown earlier in the game went for 40. But a Greyhound tackler couldn't be found. Hartley did shake one, and then he had to keep his balance, stayed on his feet, and finished off with speed on the last 30 yards, and just like that, it's a 1-point game with 53 seconds left before half.
Yeah, again, that triple option, doing it against the Loyal defense, and able to read the defense perfectly. It was Hartley, and broke a couple tackles, spun away, and able to get it into the end zone with under a minute to go in the first half.
All right, on for the extra point, Alex Sullivan. Made the last one just inside the right upright. See where he puts this one. The hold is down by Hartley. Sullivan kick, and that one just about right down Main Street there as it goes through the uprights. And we are tied at 14. And, yeah, what a game. I mean, at this point, I guess that's all you can say. Again, you can look at the records. You see two teams at 0-3, and you can say, oh, geez, a couple of downtrodden teams. This is... not sure what kind of game we're going to get here, but these are two teams playing pretty quality football out here right now and knotted up at 14 with 53 seconds to go before halftime.
Yeah, able to take it down the field in just about, a minute and a half or something for Assumption. Had a big, obviously, third down conversion, and again, or fourth down conversion, just going through the head of the Loyal offense or defensively. Again, if they were able to stop the Royals on that third down, still wondering possibly if they should have taken a timeout, get their defense figured out a little bit to stop Assumption on that last down and see if they can get the ball back before halftime. They do still have 53 seconds left, so we'll see what kind of offensive trickery or offensive prowl they have coming into the last 53 seconds of the first half.
Well, the Greyhounds have had receivers running open. They missed one to Jacob Baumgartner back at the start of the second quarter. So we'll see if Coach Lindner, Loyal's head coach Chris Lindner, are able to have some confidence here, because the old adage again in football is when you put the ball in the air, only one good thing can happen and a bunch of bad things can happen. We'll see what Coach Lindner decides here. 53 seconds. He's got 2 timeouts. And a bunch of time on the clock, though.
Yeah, that was a big drive for Assumption. They get the ball back coming out of the half. To be able to put points on the board before half is big.
Yep, absolutely. So another squibber here, and that one's going to bounce down, and it's going to put Loyal in favorable position. Again, at this point, I got to think both kickers doing this intentionally, trying to get the ball back, and the Greyhounds fall on it, and they're going to start at their own 48. So right at midfield, if you're thinking of a field goal, there is a wind here, and it is blowing. It's at the backs of the Greyhounds now. So if there is any kind of field goal attempt, there is a little bit of help from the wind today. Whistles in the middle of the field as Alex Sullivan needed some extra time to get his glove back on.
Yeah, he had to switch shoes after kicking the field goal and then kicking it off, so...
All right, Hounds are ready, and it will be a pass. Baumgartner down the middle of the field, and right through his hands goes Jacob Baumgartner, and the Greyhounds have something there. I think if Coach Lindner goes back to him again, I think there's a chance he's going to haul one of these in, but that one just right through his hands. It'll bring up a 2nd and 10 from the Greyhound 48.
Yeah, the first one over his head near the end zone, that one right through the wickets, and see if they go back to him on 2nd down and 10.
Maybe could have borrowed Alex Sullivan's gloves and taken a shot with those. Of course, just kidding. Handoff, and Royal defense all over that one in the backfield. In on the tackle, Nick Lieberg, and it's going to be a loss of 3 for the Hounds. And it's going to bring up 3rd and long as Wilkie bottled up in the backfield. And 30 seconds and counting. Again, the Royals still with 2 timeouts here, should they choose to use them. Greyhounds don't have to take a snap, but they do. And drops back to pass is Dietschy, rolling to his right, turns around, flushed back to the other side. Dietschy still running, looking to throw, uncorks one here, deep down the side and over through Baumgartner by about 4 yards. That play seemed to last an eternity, and I'll tell you some actual math. They snapped it with 28 seconds. There are 8 seconds on the clock now. That was a 20-second scramble and play for the Greyhounds. It'll bring up 4th and long. So on the drive, after that, we'll have to just call an onside attempt. The Greyhounds started at the 48. They lose about 3 yards on the drive. They're backed up now. It's 4th and 13. punt team with 8 seconds left on the clock. And the Greyhounds didn't have to snap that ball. They could have forced Assumption to take a timeout, but they did snap it in a booming punt here that Szymanski should let go and roll out so the clock reaches zeros. It does. And that brings an end to the first half, and the scoreboard will tell you we don't know anything more than we did at 6:29 on Thursday, as these teams are going to be tied as we start quarter number 3. It is 14-all from South Wood County, 2000 Field, Assumption, and Loyal. Again, I mentioned we had a chance to sit down with Coach Jeff Sullivan, Assumption Royal head coach, before the season started, and we'll let you take a listen to that as our halftime show begins here on 1320 AM WFHR.
Every year, Aspirus Riverview Hospital's emergency department cares for more than 20,000 patients. The brand new ER is designed for efficiency, privacy, and comfort. It features immediate rooming, bedside triage, lab and imaging services, and Wisconsin's fastest door-to-CT time for stroke patients. Let the ER team at Aspirus Riverview Hospital care for your team. Aspirus, passion for excellence, compassion for people.
Don't take chances with do-it-yourself plumbing. Call the experts at Comfort Air Heating Cooling Plumbing. More than your trusted Bryant dealer, Comfort Air also has a licensed master plumber on staff who ensures watertight service every time. Whether it's fixing a leaky faucet, repairing a broken water heater, or installing a new toilet. When you need plumbing done right, or help with your Bryant heating or cooling system, trust the team who always does whatever it takes.
Visit comfortair.biz. That's comfortair.biz.
Welcome to the 1320 WFHR halftime show. We had a chance to speak with Assumption Royals football coach Jeff Sullivan prior to week 1 to get his thoughts on the 2019 season. Here is what Coach Sullivan had to say. Bring in Assumption Royal football coach Jeff Sullivan. Coach, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you got it. We were just giving some NFL fantasy football draft advice. You a fantasy football player at all?
I'm not.
No? Okay. Well, that may be okay for your sanity.
Football, the fall is high school football season, so enjoy watching, NFL games and things. But obviously it's, it takes time and just never really got into the fantasy thing.
Yeah, it does take time, and you've got your time pretty much cared for, I would bet. And we'll get into it here right away. So we're entering game week now, as it turns out. We've had a few weeks of practice, but now we're entering game week. Before we get into your game on Friday, just bring us up to speed on practice this year, how the team, every year the team's got to transition. You lose a couple seniors, and new kids step up, they step in, they step up. Just bring us up to speed on how practice has been with the tempo, the attitude, and how this new group is coming together this year.
Yeah, this year's group is hardworking. I will say that. We don't have those look at me kind of guys, the flashy guys that got to have the fancy things on and stuff like that. Just they come every day to practice, whether it's 6:30 in the morning or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. They come to work, and it's been great. You can't, as a coach, you can't ask for anything more than a bunch of guys that want to go work hard for you. So, yeah, that's been it's been pleasant to see. We just no issues and just a lot of fun.
Coach, we'll get to some goals, and we'll talk about that here a little bit. We'll talk about the end of last year a little bit too. You had a playoff team last year, and those are always exciting. First, I'll catch up the audience on how many years you've been doing this, and then what keeps you coming back every year.
Well, I've had football every fall since my freshman year of high school, and from playing to playing in college to coaching a couple years of college to I think this is my 25th or 26th year of coaching football.
Yeah, so. What is it about football that does it for you?
I learned a lot from my coaches, high school coaches, college coaches, and it's one of those ways to pay back. Young guys, young people in this era need to. There's not a lot of hard work out there all the time, and if you're going to play football, you have to work hard, and it's just the mentality of I don't know. I have my own sons that played. They don't work nearly as hard at home. They're not going to clean the house that hard. They're not going to do the chores that hard as they play football. And it's just one of those things that life lessons and trying to make a difference.
Yeah, and I you hear that a lot. People ask me why I do what I do, and that one of those reasons too. One, just to stay involved in the competitiveness of it all is a big thing, and just to give back the how maybe I would have liked it to be or wanted it to be when I was that age, and just trying to stay involved that way. So we appreciate you, Coach. We love having you around. So I mentioned last year the team. I don't know the best way to categorize. You may have a better way to categorize a team, but the team last year for me just kind of hung around. Maybe it had some improvements during the year, or just kind of gelled together, and then before you know it, a playoff team. Mm-hmm. And when that happened, a lot of excitement around town. Royals are in the playoffs. I don't know if that meant that folks were surprised to see your team in the playoffs, or they were just happy that the team was in the playoffs. But let's talk about that as you started out last year and then ended in the playoffs. Was that one of the goals coming in for the 2018 version of the Assumption Royal football team?
Absolutely. I mean, every year our goal is to make the playoffs. Even this year, we're young. We lost 7 seniors. We have 3 seniors this year. We have more kids out. We have 21 players out this year, and which is up from last year. I think we had 17 or 18 last year. Even at our scrimmage on Friday, we had more players than the other 2 teams there. So I was kind of surprised with that a little bit, but. Our goal is to make the playoffs. I mean, we've made it 4 years in a row, and we're going for a 5th year in a row this year. Just one of those. We've already graduated a class that was in the playoffs every single year there in high school, and this year's seniors obviously don't want to be that class that doesn't make the playoffs either. So there's some motivation there and excitement behind that. They understand. So many times, seniors and freshmen don't gel or whatever. Their seniors are too good to hang out with the freshmen. But our school, those older guys understand that those younger guys are important and they're a part of our team. And in order for us to win and be successful, they're going to be part of it. So they all get along great, and that's part of it. But that's our goal. I mean, every year we want to get in the playoffs.
Well, and one of those ways, I won't even say that, but as we look at the conference, you participate in the Cloverwood. Loyal has kind of been the standard bearer in the conference, so to speak, for a number of years. Coach
Abbotsford,
Linder.
Abbotsford and Loyal. Yeah.
Yeah. So as you see the conference this year, is Loyal, is that a hill that you can climb?
Well, I feel that's the competitive part you were talking about. Yeah. I feel I can win a game. We can win a game against anybody we play, besides the Packers or the Badgers or something like that. You're going to have Abbotsford. I feel is probably the top team in the league this year. Greenwood's going to be good. Gilman, I think, is going to be really good again. They didn't really graduate too many people at all. Loyal graduated a few. They could be down a tad, but they're still going to be really good. I think there's some there. And what it boils down to is, you need to be able to win the games that you should be able to win, and that's how you get into the playoffs. If there's more conference games than that you can win than lose, you're going to get in the playoffs, and that's the goal that you have to work. You got to beat the teams you should be able to. And sometimes, hopefully, you get lucky and beat those teams that maybe you didn't think you could win against.
Hi, this is Jill from Home Furniture and Design. Since 1970 and 4 generations, our family has been proudly offering quality furniture like Lazy Boy, Serta, and the Amish to Central Wisconsin. We also offer free in-home design with our professionally trained designers to help you create a space that is uniquely yours. Whether it's a sofa, the room, or the entire home, we are here to help you bring it all together. Our knowledgeable staff awaits you at the only location in Wisconsin Rapids on West Grand Avenue next to Johnson & Sons Car Dealership, and also located on Post Road in Plover.
Sports injuries are increasingly common for high school and college athletes, weekend warriors, and elite pros. Knees, shoulders, and elbows are complex structures. Wisconsin River Orthopedics features skilled board-certified orthopedic surgeons and sports medicine specialists willing and able to get you back in action. They also offer in-house physical and occupational therapy, which may be all you need. For the most effective solutions for relieving pain and restoring lives right here in Wisconsin Rapids, contact WROinstitute.com or call 424-1881.
You were
Here at
listening.
Rapid Sheet Metal Heating and Cooling, your comfort experts. We just want to make sure our customers stay comfy and cozy this winter. Call us to schedule an annual checkup for your furnace or to take advantage of specials on a brand new Lennox home comfort system, up to $1,600 in rebates. Get comfortable. Call Rapid Sheet Metal Heating and Cooling, your comfort experts, at 715-421-5555 today, or visit us online at rapidsheetmetal.com. It's just another way we make you feel better.
Do you dread opening your cable or satellite bill each month? Tired of paying for a bunch of channels you don't even watch? Then maybe it's time you took a look at streaming TV. Streaming TV is simply a new way to get television content. Instead of using a traditional cable box or satellite dish, you can get programming delivered to your TV via the internet through a smart TV or streaming device. Skinnier channel items make streaming services budget-friendly and give you more control over which channels you pay for. Visit Solaris.net for a number of tools to help get you started. They'll help you calculate the internet speed you need, show you how to install your streaming device, and even help you decide which streaming service is best for you. For a limited time, you'll get a free Roku streaming stick when you sign up for Solaris Internet, so you can try streaming risk-free. So what do you say? Are you ready to kick your cable to the curb and start saving money by streaming TV? Solaris can help. Stop in, call, or visit them at Solaris.net to learn more.
Solaris Media Shower is currently available in Arkdale, Nakusa, Port Edwards, Rudolph, Wisconsin Rapids, and the town of Plover. Certain restrictions may apply.
All right, again, back here at South Wood County 2000 Field, where we've got a tie on the scoreboard. It is 14-all, Assumption Loyal, as both teams coming in here looking for their first win and are no closer towards it than before we started this game back on Thursday. Again, it was a lightning delay with 6:32 left in the first quarter back on Thursday, and with Wisconsin Rapids Lincoln playing here on Friday, the game was pushed then to today, Saturday, at 1 p.m. Yeah, that's where we stand now at halftime, a 14-14 game. We've got about 5 minutes or so left before we're back in action in the third quarter. Go through some of the first half stats for you, and we'll start with the visiting Loyal Greyhounds, and leading rusher for the Greyhounds is Matt Szymanski, 10 carries, 79 yards. Nathan Buchanan, 12 carries, 77 yards for the Greyhounds. Quarterback for the Greyhounds, Wyatt Dietschy, 0 for 4 passing, although he had one he'd probably like back, and another one went through the hands of Baumgartner. All 4 of those pass attempts were delivered in the direction of number 88, Jacob Baumgartner. For the home Assumption Royals, the stats look like this. Quarterback Jared Hartley, 4 carries, 94 yards, 2 touchdowns, a 40-yard touchdown and a 46-yard touchdown, that last one coming with just 58 seconds left on the first half clock. Other rushers for the Royals, we've got Derek Bathke, 9 carries, 41 yards, and Reed Dolman, 3 carries and 20 yards, respectively. So we bring Steve Maves back into the broadcast here. Steve, it's been pretty even out there. The scoreboard says it, but really it's 2 teams who are just running the ball, kind of probing, looking for those big openings, and some of those big ones have happened here in the first half.
Yeah, and the Assumption Royals defensively coming out after giving up that opening touchdown on Thursday, able to score themselves on their opening drive, and really, for the most part, shut down Buchanan and Szymanski up the middle. The outside is where they are going to need their help. A couple times they were able to contain those outside, contain the corners, and have the running backs come in back into the middle. But on the last touchdown by Szymanski, he was able to come to the wide side of the field, and there was nobody within probably 10 yards of him, and easily get that touchdown. But for the Assumption Royals, coming out, able to look at what they were able to see from their film on Thursday, and really Jared Hartley able to take advantage of those triple options. And again, huge momentum swing going into halftime, able to score on that fourth down and getting the ball back coming into the third quarter as well.
Yeah, keeping Loyal off the board again also with under a minute, and Loyal having 2 timeouts. That was an accomplishment, too. You mentioned the long touchdown run by Szymanski. That was a 31-yarder, and there have been a bunch of long runs in this game. We mentioned the 2 from Hartley, 2 touchdown runs of 40 and 46 yards respectively. Szymanski with a 31-yard touchdown run. He also had that 6-yard touchdown run back on Thursday. All right, both teams coming back out on the field. That'll give us just another moment to take a quick break, and we'll be back for the start of the second half from South Wood County 2000 Field right after this.
Hi, this is Jill from Home Furniture and Design. Since 1970 and 4 generations, our family has been proudly offering quality furniture like Lazy Boy, Serta, and the Amish to Central Wisconsin. We also offer free in-home design with our professionally trained designers to help you create a space that is uniquely yours. Whether it's a sofa, the room, or the entire home, we are here to help you bring it all together. Our knowledgeable staff awaits you at the only location in Wisconsin Rapids on West Grand Avenue next to Johnson & Sons Car Dealership, and also located on Post Road in Plover.
Paper City Savings realizes the way we do banking is different for everyone, and that's why we provide the best of both worlds. We offer face-to-face personal customer service along with the latest in technology. Providing our customers with convenient banking to fit their lifestyle is important to us. You want the best of both worlds in banking? Look no further than Paper City Savings. Paper City Savings, a proud sponsor of area high school sports, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Nearly 500 new sports fans are born each year at Aspirus Riverview Family Birthplace. The brand new birthplace features hotel-style suites, equipped with a whirlpool tub, walk-in shower, 2 flat-screen TVs, a mini fridge, and a queen-size sleeper sofa. If you're adding to your roster soon, choose Aspirus Riverview Family Birthplace. Aspirus, passion for excellence, compassion for people.
All right, again, back here at South Wood County 2000 Field, Jason Zaleski alongside Steve Maves, as we've got about a minute and a half here before third quarter action starts. We'll go through some of the scores from yesterday, and we're talking about Loyal football here. Loyal is going to play Greenwood on Friday. Greenwood 4-0 after their big win yesterday up at Owen Withee. 4 touchdowns for Cooper Bredlow in that one, so that'll be a must-see event if you can get down there in person. We'll have highlights of that game also on the Zaleski Sports Facebook network. Wisconsin Rapids Lincoln, a big win last night over Appleton West, 28-12. Number 1 ranked in Division 5, Stratford made the big trip down to Columbus, Wisconsin. 46-0. Steve, you were at that game. Tell us what you saw from the Stratford Tigers.
Yeah, they struggled at times. They put the ball on the ground 5 times. Coach Tubbs obviously not happy with that. Had an interception late in that first half, but again, defensively just remarkable. Haven't given up a point this year yet in 4 games. They just continue to impress. They have probably one of the biggest offensive lines and defensive lines in the lower 3 or 4 division from Division 4 on down with Ben Barton and Dawson Mullen. They just have a huge front 5 offensively, ginormous front 4 defensively, and just a very good team. And again, if you have a chance to go see the Stratford Tigers, even if it's not during the regular season, going to be into the postseason, go take a look at the Stratford Tigers. A very, very fun team to watch.
We'll have plenty of live streams available for Stratford on the Zaleski Sports Broadcast Network, ZaleskiSports.com. It is something, though, different to see them in person versus seeing them on the screen. But, of course, we'll show you plenty of Stratford Tigers this year. Marshfield fell to Kaukauna at home, 35-7 yesterday. Marshfield now 1-3 on the year. Only team they've beat is Oshkosh North. Spencer Columbus gets their record back to 2-2 on the year as they go up to Stanley Boyd, get the big road win over there. Kimberly came up to Portage County and ruined the Smash Panthers. I'll just leave it at that. Kimberly, one of the most boring teams in the state of Wisconsin. I will always add that, though. And more on that later. Cadott beat Neelsville. Neelsville-Granton, they fall. Now their record back at 2-2. And the Colby Hornets, also ranked team in Division 5. Spring Valley, they made a road trip down to Spring Valley and came back with a 39-0 loss. Did the Colby Hornets. That's a game you put on your non-conference schedule to test you a little bit. Now plenty of things for Coach Hagan to come back and tell his kids from Colby. The kick off, it goes past the 10-yard line, actually went past Cade Stotts. Stotts picks it up, though. He's going to bring it back across the 20, and it's going to be brought down by Nathan Buchanan at around the 23-yard line, and that's where the Royals will start the first possession of the second half.
Yeah, miscommunication between him and his teammate in that back row. A nice kick to begin the second half, but able to recover and get it past the 25 for where the Royals will start their first possession of the second half.
Yeah, actually, I said the 23. It's actually going to be on the 28. So up to the 28. The wind picks up a little bit, again, blowing out of the north. It's a beautiful day here, though. Clouds have moved in a little bit. It was full sun when we started, but there's no threat of lightning today. So a little bit of breeze helps some of the folks down in the field stay cool. So Royal offense will take over from their own 28. Hartley waits for his left end to get down. He does. Hartley now will take the snap from under center, hand to Bathke, and Bathke is going to rumble ahead for a gain of 2. Again, he was 9 carries, 41 yards in the first half. Starts out with 2 here to get the Royals started in quarter number 3.
A very big contrast from a year ago with the weather. Last year, Packers and Vikings week 2 is probably 80 degrees in Green Bay. This weekend, it's going to be absolutely perfect as it is today. Just fantastic fall weather here in September.
Hand off to Bathke again, a couple, 3 yards maybe. He surged ahead. Give him 3 on the carry. It'll bring up a 3rd and 5. Last night's scores, Edgar took care of Dover Iota from Minnesota. And again, a lot of these games, highlights available right now on the Zaleski Sports Facebook network. Go check those out. Made a mention on that highlight that it was a Minnesota team coming to Wisconsin, just like it will on Sunday. And Edgar turned back the Minnesota team. I believe it was 42-6. So I know Packer fans will be happy with that kind of outcome tomorrow with their Minnesota team coming across the bridge over by Hudson. And a gain of 1 on the 3rd down carry for Bathke. So Bathke with 6 yards on 3 rushes to start the second half, and it's going to bring up a 4th and 4, and punt team comes on for the Royals. So back to punt is Cade Stotts. Stotts will stand at his own 23-yard line, and back deep are the 2 running backs for the Greyhounds, Buchanan and Szymanski. Now Stotts goes up to his own 26-yard line as the offensive line gets set and whistles here as Royals taking a little bit too long. We'll keep it here. Royals just taking too long to get that punt play off. Not exactly sure what the confusion would have been there, but timeout on the field, so Assumption burns a timeout here early. Keep that in the back of your mind as we progress here in a tie game. Those timeouts can become very valuable. And of course, we'll go through all those scores again on Monday, 10 o'clock. You can listen to me and Steve on the weekly Zaleski Sports Show. You can hear that live at 10 a.m. on AM 1320 WFHR. And if you're in Northwood County, AM 1450 WDLB. Replays all week long on ZaleskiSports.com. And we'll talk about some other things. We'll get to talk about the NFL Sunday. A lot of noon games. Rams and Saints play late. That's a playoff rematch last year that put this stupid rule about challenging pass interference, but they play again. You mentioned Packers-Vikings, Cowboys-Redskins. You talk about old rivalries, and it's going to be a good day of NFL football tomorrow. And all that will be recapped on Monday's Zaleski Sports Show at 10 a.m. And it looked like the Royals were going to run a fake there, is what it looked like to me, but a procedure penalty is going to push them back. It's going to be 4th and 9, so now we know the secret why Coach Sullivan needed a timeout there and why his guys were a little bit confused. They had a fake called, but the procedure penalty puts an end to that.
Yeah, a couple mistakes on that one with the false start, but also the snap over the head of the up man. So, again, a 4th down and long here for the Royals.
So Buchanan comes up to protect against the fake. Now Stotts sends the punt towards Szymanski. It's going to land at the Greyhound 46-yard line, bounce backwards by a yard, and it'll be the Greyhounds' ball at their own 44, 9:50 left here in quarter number 3. We'll be back in just a bit.
Punt will give the Greyhounds a first and 10.
Are you looking for the perfect part-time job? School bus driving with Lamers Bus Lines offers high hourly wages, bonuses up to $1,500, and a schedule that works around your life. Plus, driving a bus is a lot easier than you think. All buses are automatics, and Lamers teaches you everything you need to know to drive them. Drivers are needed in Wisconsin Rapids for daily routes or after-school sports and activities. To apply, call 715-421-2400 or visit golamers.com. So the Greyhounds go fast on first down, and it's a Nathan Buchanan 5-yard carry on first down. Greyhounds picked up the pace back in the second quarter. They continued into the third quarter. They outrun our 30-second commercial break. Nothing faster than a Greyhound, though. We all know that. Handoff here to Buchanan, slips one tackle, and he's finally going to be brought down by Hartley. And we've got that tackler that missed in the background is down on the play. He may have twisted an ankle on that effort. So when we come back, it'll be a 3rd and 3 after the 2-yard carry from Buchanan. It'll be 9:09 left in the third quarter when we come back.
And now the continuing adventures of Captain Collision.
Aha, the phone. Hello, Mankey's Automotive and Collision Center.
Hi, Captain Collision. I was backing out of the driveway and trying to text my friend and hit the snowbank thingy, and boom. Know what I mean?
Of course. Of course, Rob and the rest of the Mankey team can fix anything. They can give you a free estimate, free pickup and delivery, and a lifetime warranty on your repair work. Now let's get to work. Mankey's Automotive and Collision Repair, 25th Avenue in Wisconsin Rapids. We meet the nicest people by accident.
Here at Rapid Sheet Metal Heating and Cooling, your comfort experts. We just want to make sure our customers stay comfy and cozy this winter. Call us to schedule an annual checkup for your furnace or to take advantage of specials on a brand new Lennox home comfort system, up to $1,600 in rebates. Get comfortable. Call Rapid Sheet Metal Heating and Cooling, your comfort experts, at 715-421-5555 today, or visit us online at rapidsheetmetal.com. It's just another way we make you feel better.
So number 66, Adam Moon, up under his own power. A little bit of a limp coming off the field, but he'll walk off the field on his own. And again, that brings up a 3rd down for the Greyhounds. It's going to be 3rd and 3 here with 9:09 left in the third. Dietschy under center, and he's going to keep now. Calls his own number, and Dietschy had, I thought, a moment to race to the outside. He cut it back inside, and another Royal is down on the play. It's a run of, let's see here, 17 on the carry. And back on his feet now and jogging off is Danny Gonzalez. He was down behind the line of scrimmage. He's up now and ran back to the sideline, holding his ribs a little bit. And late coming in, Kemp Ross now realized, hey, wait a minute. That's my spot coming off the field, so he's on now for Gonzalez. It's a 1st and 10 for the Greyhounds. Those things will happen. I tell you what, it's a good view from the sidelines. Sometimes just get a little bit lost. Szymanski now races to the outside, and he had Stotts to beat him, got to the edge, and it's a touchdown again for Matt Szymanski, and this time a 20-yard touchdown, or 28-yard touchdown, my apologies, 28-yard touchdown for Szymanski. So now touchdowns of 6, 31, and 28 as Loyal goes up 20-14.
Yeah, another sweet play for Loyal. Just able to get that edge and not quite walk into the end zone for Szymanski, but had plenty of room out there, and they're going for 2 again.
Easy path for Matt around the outside. And pitch out to Buchanan. Buchanan coming to race to the goal line, the pylon, and he did not get there. He was met on the outside, and I believe that was Gonzalez who came back in the game. as he was headed for the corner, and the score will remain Loyal 20, Assumption 14.
Loyal Greyhounds 20, Assumption Royals 14.
Don't take chances with do-it-yourself plumbing. Call the experts at Comfort Air Heating Cooling Plumbing. More than your trusted Bryant dealer, Comfort Air also has a licensed master plumber on staff who ensures watertight service every time. Whether it's fixing a leaky faucet, repairing a broken water heater, or installing a new toilet. When you need plumbing done right, or help with your Bryant heating or cooling system, trust the team who always does whatever it takes.
Visit comfortair.biz. That's comfortair.biz.
All right, again, back here to South Wood County 2000 Field. 8:42 left here to play in the third quarter, and it is 3 Loyal Greyhound touchdowns for Matt Szymanski, the junior Greyhound, making them count. Again, touchdowns of 6, 31, and now 28 just a minute ago, as Loyal leads Assumption 20-14. Royals had the ball to start the half, weren't able to move the ball, had to punt, and the Greyhounds come right back down and score.
Yeah, Assumption coming out at halftime, gave it to Batchke a couple times, but just really unable to get anything going on their first drive. Brought somebody else in now. I believe that's Moon back in to put him in the front row to see what if the Greyhounds try and a little trickery on offside or on onside again.
Yeah, both kicking teams have been trying to get one past the other one. So the Royals bring an extra up man here. We'll see what Buchanan does on this kickoff. And this one kicked down the field. It's going to land at the 20 and rolls right through the legs of Stotts. Stotts got to race back to his 3-yard line, picks it up there, and he's going to be tackled inside the 10-yard line. Had that one go right through his legs. So the Royals will start deep in their own territory.
Yeah, we saw Buchanan in that first half, as you mentioned, trying to get the ball back right on the kickoff. But to start the second half, he kicked one to about the 5, and this time had one go through the legs of Stats, and now the Royals start at their own 10-yard line.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 10. Hartley under center. Give to Bathke up the middle. And again, it takes about 4, 5, 6 Greyhounds to bring him down. You've heard the phrase, if you've watched football for any length of time, 3 yards in a cloud of dust. That was 6 yards in a cloud of dust for Bathke, but those have been his runs. He's got runs of 2, 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, and now 6 on the shorter end for Bathke. A couple of longer ones in there too, but he is running with power up the middle.
Yeah, when he's been able to hit those holes, he's been able to get some good yardage. Loyal on the last drive able to stop him pretty well.
Hartley a pass over the middle, and the pass is connected with, and a completion out to number 32, Alex Sullivan. So it's a quick 8-9 yard pass, and it'll reset the chains. 1st and 10 for the Royals. First pass of the game for Hartley, and he completes it. Quarterbacks in today's game combined now 1 for 5 passing, though. To look at it another way, Stotts with the carry in the backfield. At least I believe it's who that was. And it's a gain of 2 on the run. It is Cade Stotts on the carry.
On that last play, that's what the folks like to call it RPO, run pass option.
Right, yep.
He was looking for the running back and able to pull it back into him and find Sullivan across the middle to get that first down. Now it's 2nd down and about 8 yards.
2nd and 8 from the Royals 30, and Hartley's going to keep. Now he pitches back. Again, that triple option. Dolman with it here, and he'll be pushed out of bounds as he and Trevin Wilkie kind of battle there a little bit. I think Dolman may have taken a small swing. I don't know, that may be overstating it, but didn't necessarily like the way he was escorted out of bounds. So a run of 8, and it's a 1st down for the Royals. Sometimes you get a little frisky on the football field. Last night on this field we saw Dylan Lisitza for the Red Raiders after a touchdown kind of get tangled up with his defensive back, and it was a penalty called on Lisitza. after the touchdown. These things happen. Hartley is going to race out to a 4-yard gain on the ground up to the Royal 43-yard line.
Especially being the smaller teams that these two teams are, both a lot of kids play both ways. They've played against each other for a number of years. They know each other really well, and the rivalries, as much as of a assumption a loyal rivalry can be, some kids just don't like each other.
Especially during the course of a long game. Now, they'll all be friends likely afterwards, but sometimes kind of like big brother, little brother, it's like, just stop touching me. And Dolman now pulled down from behind by Wilkie as those two go at it again here on the sideline. Big yell from the Loyal sidelines, and it's a loss of 4 on the carry as Wilkie chases down Dolman from behind.
And that was a perfect example of setting the edge by Wilkie, able to get out here to the near side, set the edge, and really track down the runner and not allow him to get to that outside and turn that corner.
3rd and long from the Royals 40. 5:44 left here in the third. Hartley going to pitch to the outside to Stotts. Stotts, though, is hit right away. He was met, and as soon as the pile clears, we'll tell you by who, but that was quite a tackle on the outside, and there he is again, Trevin Wilkie on the stop as he put his shoulder pads right onto the belt buckle of Cade Stotts.
And I saw it a little bit last in the second quarter, right at the end of the half on the punt. As a runner, as a tackler, you don't want to stop, and that's exactly what Stats just did, and he got run over by Wilkie. Buchanan did that to a defender in the first half, returning a punt.
So the 4th down punt here from Stats will be sent towards Szymanski. It's going to bounce at the 32, roll across the 30, and will be touched there at the 26 by Nick Lieberg. And the Greyhounds will take over from their own 26, leading 20-14.
Are you looking for the perfect part-time job? School bus driving with Lamers Bus Lines offers high hourly wages, bonuses up to $1,500, and a schedule that works around your life. Plus, driving a bus is a lot easier than you think. All buses are automatics, and Lamers teaches you everything you need to know to drive them. Drivers are needed in Wisconsin Rapids for daily routes or after-school sports and activities. To apply, call 715-421-2400 or visit golamers.com.
So 1st and 10 for Loyal as they line up on their own 26-yard line. A carry up the middle by Buchanan is going to net about 2 yards for Buchanan. Just his second carry here in the second half.
Nathan Buchanan with a carry. Ben Elson with a tackle.
Defensive coaches for Assumption vigorously calling in the defensive formation here as they're pleading with their defense for a stop. As we've come near the 4-minute mark here in the third quarter, a lengthy Loyal drive with a score would not bode well for Assumption. So big time here for the Royals defense. And Buchanan steps over one, runs right up the middle, through another one, finally dragged down by Caden Myers. But it's another big run for Buchanan. It's a gain of 19 on the carry. Buchanan, a hard runner, I don't know about the hardest runner in the Cloverwood, but certainly right at the top. He runs hard and ran hard and through the Royals that time.
Yeah, that time just a straight draw right up the middle to him and didn't try and bounce it outside, and Wilkie got met immediately.
Yeah, Wilkie coming around in motion, and he is hit by Ben Elson. Elson, the 5'6", 175-pound junior, drops Wilkie for a 4-yard loss. So Wilkie getting in on some big hits both on offense and defense. As he is reacquainting himself, as you mentioned a little bit earlier, with these Royals. But good hit there by Elson. Elson cut right through that gap between the tackle and guard on the right side of the Greyhounds line, knifed right through there and hit Wilkie. Now movement up front by the Royals. No flag, though. Pitch comes outside to Dietschy. Dietschy gets a block on the outside, springs him for a big gain, runs over Stotts, And we're going to give a mention here to number 55, Brody Miller. A guard pulled on that play. Miller pulled around to the near side, led the way for Szymanski. So we're going to mark him down at the 33. So a gain of 20 on the run for Matt Szymanski, and really made possible, like I said, by Brody Miller out of his guard spot pulling to the near side. Keep here by Dietschy, and he'll be bottled up by a few Royals there. It'll be a gain of 1 on first down for Dietschy, bring up a 2nd and 9 from the 32 of the Assumption Royal 32.
Yeah, it kind of looked like he was going to fake that handoff, but it was a straight quarterback draw, quarterback keeper to the outside.
Come up to 2 minutes of play here in the third quarter. Pass Wilkie, so Dietschy gets his first completion. Wilkie breaks a tackle and headed to the end zone, and he is in on the shedded tackle. Wilkie has really turned things on here in the last 15 minutes and now scores the touchdown. The first completion thrown by Dietschy goes to Wilkie, and that is a 30-yard touchdown for the Greyhounds.
Quick out and up by Wilkie, and Dietschy found him immediately able to break a tackle and spring that for a touchdown. Did maybe a 1 or 2 step drop back for Dietschy, but a quick release and got it out to him. And Wilkie took it the rest of the way.
So the Greyhounds do score in that drive. I mentioned probably critical for the Royals to get their offense back on the field, but you wanted to do it without the score. Now it's a pitch here on the 2-point conversion, and the tackle is going to be made by number 25, Caden Myers. He brings down Szymanski in the backfield. 2-point conversion, no good, but the Greyhounds score again here in the third quarter. 2 touchdowns in quarter number 3, and our score with 1:56 left in the third is Loyal 26 and Assumption 14.
Do you dread opening your cable or satellite bill each month? Tired of paying for a bunch of channels you don't even watch? Then maybe it's time you took a look at streaming TV. Streaming TV is simply a new way to get television content. Instead of using a traditional cable box or satellite dish, you can get programming delivered to your TV via the internet through a smart TV or streaming device. Skinnier channel items make streaming services budget-friendly and give you more control over which channels you pay for. Visit Solaris.net for a number of tools to help get you started. They'll help you calculate the internet speed you need, show you how to install your streaming device, and even help you decide which streaming service is best for you. For a limited time, you'll get a free Roku streaming stick when you sign up for Solaris Internet, so you can try streaming risk-free. So what do you say? Are you ready to kick your cable to the curb and start saving money by streaming TV? Solaris can help. Stop in, call, or visit them at Solaris.net to learn more.
Solaris Media Shower is currently available in Arkdale, Nakusa, Port Edwards, Rudolph, Wisconsin Rapids, and the town of Plover. Certain restrictions may apply.
Thanks again to our sponsors for making sure today's game is brought to you completely free and live, as they are all year long. Again, you're listening to 1320 AM WFHR, watching live on WFHR.com and ZaleskiSports.com. Sponsors like you see on the screen there, Solaris. I know a lot of you are streaming here, and those of you streaming in the Wisconsin Rapids area, Solaris has blazing fast internet ready to make your stream experience even better. And by you choosing Solaris instead of the other guys, Solaris then says, hey, this is working out for us. We're going to continue helping bring these games completely free to you all year long. So make sure you thank them, Wisconsin Rapids area folks. Chips Hamburgers. You're going to buy a hamburger, I know it, in the next week. You got a few choices to make. I ask you to choose Chips Hamburgers, and then Chips continues to choose us and bring you all these sporting events here live and free all year long. Stotts Fields at the 18-yard line, and a burst of speed ran through a couple Greyhounds. He's going to be brought down at the 34-yard line, and that's where the Royals now will attempt what at this point is going to be considered a comeback attempt, as they're down 26-14, 1:53 left in the third.
Yeah, and speaking of those sponsors, I can vouch for Solaris. I have Solaris Internet, just fantastic. As you mentioned, great service. The maintenance, the guys come out and get the job done quick and on time. And again, as you mentioned, if you have to choose a cable or internet provider, go with Solaris. There's fantastic people over there.
Absolutely. Pitch out here and is dropped to the background. Dolman dropped it, and the Greyhounds are going to jump right on it. And I believe on the recovery there, Cole Bogdanovich was in the area. Also, Carter Tofar. Both of those guys kind of jumped and got up right away. I didn't see exactly who came up with the ball, but it may have been Tofar's. He's getting a pretty healthy round of congratulations over there on the sideline. But as it is, Loyal will take over from the Assumption 31. Back in business here, just one play into that Assumption drive. And pass, they're going to try this one out here again, and it's dropped by Jacob Baumgartner. They've had that open a number of times, Baumgartner just not able to haul these passes in quite yet.
Yeah, trying for the home run on the first play as usual with good field position. But then you also had Wilkie trying to get it if Baumgartner was unable to, but Wilkie and Baumgartner getting to the huddle late. But again, trying for that home run and right through Baumgartner's hands.
Right through his hands, 1:42 left in the third. And again, you see that on those sudden change, on those turnovers, those sudden change events. It is traditional now in football at all levels, high school, college, probably even Pop Warner youth football. I don't know, but everybody wants to go right, take a deep strike right away and see what happens. And the thought behind that, the defense wasn't ready to come on the field yet. They're a little discombobulated. And Loyal would have had a big one, just Baumgartner not able to bring it in. Szymanski runs over one Royal tackler and bounces off a couple others. He's got a 8-yard gain on third down. It'll bring up a 3rd and 2 from just outside the Royal 20-yard line. So Dietschy settles his line down in front of him. He's got Buchanan and Szymanski behind him. He'll snap this ball from the Royal 24 and then hand it to Szymanski up the middle, and he'll have a gain of about 5 and enough for a Greyhound first down. Whistles on the field here, so we've got a Greyhound down on the ground there. So we'll step aside while Coach Linder comes and takes a look in there. 1:04 left to play here in the third quarter.
And now the continuing adventures of Captain Collision.
Aha, the phone. Hello, Mankey's Automotive and Collision Center.
Hi, Captain Collision. I was backing out of the driveway and trying to text my friend and hit the snowbank thingy, and boom. Know what I mean?
Of course, of course, Rob and the rest of the Mankey team can fix anything. They can give you a free estimate, free pickup and delivery, and a lifetime warranty on your repair work. Now let's get to work. Mankey's Automotive and Collision Repair, 25th Avenue in Wisconsin Rapids. We meet the nicest people by accident.
Sports injuries are increasingly common for high school and college athletes, weekend warriors, and elite pros. Knees, shoulders, and elbows are complex structures. Wisconsin River Orthopedics features skilled board-certified orthopedic surgeons and sports medicine specialists willing and able to get you back in action. They also offer in-house physical and occupational therapy, which may be all you need. For the most effective solutions relieving pain and restoring lives right here in Wisconsin Rapids, contact WROinstitute.com or call 424-1881.
So that was the ball carrier on the last play, Matt Szymanski, who came up a little gingerly, able to walk off the field, though, under his own power. He's on the sideline now being worked on by the training staff. And handoff coming up the middle here. It'll be a gain of about 4 on the carry. And that's Wilkie in on that carry for Szymanski. Szymanski, though, back up on the sideline, and he's sprinting down the sideline. He looks like he'll probably re-enter the game here momentarily.
Yeah, and that's always nice to see. He was down for a little bit, testing out that left knee. That the trainer went out there to make sure he was all right, and then, as you mentioned, he was taking 20, 25-yard sprints down the sideline. He's got his helmet back on and standing right next to Coach Linder.
Yeah, just making sure Coach sees him.
Yeah.
That's what you do there. 20 seconds to go here in the third quarter. 2nd and 6. Handoff coming to Buchanan. He's met, and the ball's on the ground, and the Royals have it. He was met in the backfield. The ball was stripped out, and the Royals come up with it. Fumble, Caden Myers picked up the ball as it essentially bounced right into his arms. And these two teams now trade turnovers. And Assumption back to square one. And again, I mentioned just a moment ago it was 26-14 after that Loyal touchdown. Assumption with the ball. And the first play was a fumble there. It was actually a bad pitch in the backfield. But the Royal defense gets it right back. Big hit put on in the backfield. That caused that fumble. And Royals back with the ball. And pitch coming out here to Dolman. Just looked like that last play on that last series, the first play of the last series. Pitch backwards, and it's a loss on the play of about 4. And when we come back, as the third quarter expires here from Southwood County Field, it'll be a 2nd and 14 for Assumption. And our score after 3 complete is Loyal 26, Assumption 14.
With clinics in Wisconsin Rapids, Nakusa, Rome, and Adams, Aspirus has the pros to get you back in the game. Can't wait for a clinic appointment? Stop by Aspirus Doctors Clinic walk-in. Open weekdays from 7 to 7 and weekends and holidays from 8 to 1. When you're feeling off your game, count on the winning team at Aspirus Riverview Clinics and Aspirus Doctors Clinic. Aspirus, passion for excellence, compassion for people.
Why wait for the first cold day to find out your furnace doesn't work? Call Comfort Air Heating Cooling Plumbing, your local Bryant dealer, for a clean and check to guarantee your system runs safely and efficiently all winter long. From heating installations to maintenance and repair, our Bryant experts do whatever it takes to make cozy and warm the new norm. And with our licensed plumbers, trust Comfort Air for your home's complete care.
Visit comfortair.biz. That's comfortair.biz.
Hi, this is Jill from Home Furniture and Design. Since 1970 and 4 generations, our family has been proudly offering quality furniture like Lazy Boy, Serta, and the Amish to Central Wisconsin. We also offer free in-home design with our professionally trained designers to help you create a space that is uniquely yours. Whether it's a sofa, the room, or the entire home, we are here to help you bring it all together. Our knowledgeable staff awaits you at the only location in Wisconsin Rapids on West Grand Avenue next to Johnson & Sons Car Dealership, and also located on Post Road in
All right, we start play here in the fourth quarter, and it was a pitch back and then an option for Dolman. Dolman looked down the field as if he may throw that ball, and as he was looking down the field, he was swarmed under by a bunch of Greyhound. It is going to be 3rd and a country mile coming up for the Assumption Royals after that failed bit of tomfoolery there by the Assumption Royals. So 3rd and 24 officially. Deep in your own territory, though, that trick play. If it works, it's genius. And if it doesn't, as it didn't there, you're backed up right on your goal line. They took that 3rd down snap from the 3. The 3rd down run gets them a yard. And it's going to be 4th and a long ways from inside the 5-yard line. And punt team on the field for the Royals.
Yeah, got that turnover, just unable to do much with it. As you mentioned, a 4-yard loss on the first play of the drive, and then that bad play coming out into the fourth quarter, and then doomsday after that.
And the punt return here by Buchanan. And Buchanan twirling all the way down inside the 10-yard line. Steve, I missed the front end of that punt as we were adjusting our clock here. But catch us up on what happened there. Brought Buchanan all the way down inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah, just no rush on the punt, able to get it away and had plenty of room, line drive. Not much hang time. And with the blockers that he had, Buchanan able to make a nice run, and it's going to be, 1st and 10 from the 11? No, they'll give him 1st and goal right at the 10-yard line.
All right, so 1st and goal from the 10. And the Hounds, again, set up here in good position. And pass play. All right, there you go. And a touchdown, Greyhounds, right off the bat. And see the name here at Austin Haslow. Austin Haslow with the touchdown, and the Hounds now up big, 32-14.
Yeah, quick pass there right out of the right off the great punt return by the Greyhounds, and then a quick pass, 10-yard touchdown to Haslow. As you mentioned, Greyhounds able to get another one on the board, 32-14, going for 2 points again.
And Dietschy will run this one straight forward and in, so the 2-point conversion is good, and the Greyhounds begin to kind of pour it on here a little bit on the road as they go up now 33-14, 10:25 left here in the game. And as we keep it right here, we talked about that a couple times in the second half. Both teams come out tied 14, and at a halftime, I couldn't have told you who had any momentum. I don't know that anybody really did. It was a pretty evenly fought first half, but into this third quarter, it was time and time again the Royals defense needed to come up with a stop and just not able to do it here in the second half.
Well, and the adjustments made by Loyal at halftime, defensively able to read that triple option a lot better. The big thing for Assumption is just the depth that they are lacking this year. Again, not a lot of kids to sub in and out to play defense, have to play both ways. The weather shouldn't be a factor today, but it sort of is. Creeping in at 70 degrees, a light wind, but go from playing a Thursday night game where it's just raining and lightning and thundering and it's cold to come here and try and finish off a game on a Saturday afternoon. They had scored, as you mentioned, in the first half twice, and right there at the end of the first half with 58 seconds left, but all that momentum was taken away right away on that very quick 3-and-out to start the second half, and Loyal was able to punch it down and score. And now they scored their third touchdown of the half, and they lead 34-14. And Nathan Buchanan, who was dominant in that first half running, has been relatively quiet, but he's been able to punch the ball down the field pretty well, kicking it off.
And another mishandled kickoff there, and Stotts will land on top of it, and the Royals will take over from their own 23-yard line. And the other story here, I mentioned that Royal defense not able to get a stop. They are worn out right now. You mentioned some of those numbers, but a number for you, the Greyhounds have over 40 rushes here in the game. Now, again, 10 of those happened back on Thursday, but right here today, over 31 times they have run the ball, plus all those 2-point conversion attempts. And that wears down a defense, and the Royal defense, now some of those kids back on the field here for offense, but they looked like a tired group here the last couple possessions for the Greyhounds.
And again, just reading that run perfectly right up the middle. They had a blitz right into that A gap and able to take down the runner on that first Batchy on that first run. Again, a short gain. You're down by 20 points. Obviously, you don't want to throw into anything too bad, and we saw in that last possession where they dropped back, looking like they were going to try and throw it, and got hit pretty quickly. So we'll see what Coach Sullivan has in mind.
Yeah, the Greyhounds are pushing everything back to the middle. They do get the pitch out here, but Stats met right away on the pitch as he's brought down by number 3, Cole Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich was right there with him. So, again, that Greyhound defensive line had everything pushed back to the middle. They left the one defender, the defensive back Bogdanovich, on the outside to watch for the pitch, and that one was played perfectly. So that'll be third now. A loss of 3 on the play, 3rd and 11 coming up for the Royals.
That was a fantastic play by the corner there for Loyal. Dolman just unable to block him and is able to get the runner back for 3 yards.
So 3rd and 11 now upcoming, and it's going to be Hartley with the keep. Hartley was able to shed a couple tackles, and he's going to race up ahead for about a gain of about 7. But it's going to bring up a 4th down from inside the Royals' own 35-yard line. See if Coach Sullivan wants to keep his offense on the field here with 8:40 left to play in the game.
Yeah, down by 20. It's do or die time right now for the Royals as they do keep their offense out there.
So offense on the field. It's a 4th and 3 from their own 37. Blitz coming from the Greyhounds, and it is not going to happen. The Greyhounds blitzed. They blitzed that A gap, the run blitz there, and it does the job as the Royals are actually going to lose one on the play. and it's a turnover on downs back to the Greyhounds.
Yeah, again, don't know who blitzed that gap, but they had Bathke taken down along with Hartley pretty much on one bear hug. I mean, they were running that triple option again, but Bathke was taken down and Hartley was taken down pretty much immediately after the ball was snapped.
Dejected group of Royals coming off the field after that fourth down play did not convert. And the Greyhounds back on the field now, up 34-14, 8:24 left in the fourth. Handoff up the middle, Szymanski. Szymanski like a shot out of a cannon there, and he's going to gain. He's still running, pushing the pile. He's going to have a gain of about 15. And I would say with a fresh defense, that probably goes for about 3.
Yeah, and it's good to see Szymanski back out there after that quick rest from that knee. But, yeah, as you mentioned, a fresh defense probably would have been taken down immediately. But the strength and willingness from Szymanski able to get him past inside the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 from the Royals 17. Wilkie comes in motion. The give again to Szymanski. He tries to bounce outside, and he's going to be ridden down out of bounds by number 24, Rico Franklin. And it is close to a 10-yard gain. We've got whistles on the field as the Royals are going to take a timeout. We'll keep it here. It was a gain of 8 on that run by Szymanski. So gain of 15 on the play after the turnover on downs. Comes back with an 8-yard run. 7:56 left here to play in the game. And one timeout now left after Coach Sullivan calls timeout number 2. One timeout left the rest of the way with 7:56 to play for the Royals. So when we come out of this timeout, it'll be a 2nd and 2 for the Greyhounds from inside the Assumption 10. A ball spotted now on the 8-yard line. And both Coach Sullivan's in the huddle there. And as I found out here before the season, unrelated Coach Sullivans, Les and Jeff. Jeff, the head coach, Les, one of the assistant coaches here for the Assumption Royal football team in 2019. But those Sullivans of no relation. Just came over from the motherland on 2 different boats, I suppose. But 7:56 here left to play. And timeout is up. Royals head back on defense. And if anything, just give those guys a break there on defense, too. They've been worn out now as Loyal comes up on their 50th rush attempt on the game. And with 7:56 left to go, they're 8 yards from scoring again. So Dietschy turns around, says something to his running back, and now hands off to the up back. And the up back now is number 28, Caden Horn. And Horn, no yards. Maybe he might have squeaked out 1, but we're going to leave it at 2 yards to go for the first down. It is now 3rd and 2 as Coach Lindner has Buchanan and Szymanski on the bench, likely here for the rest of this game. Yeah, in a time like this, up by 20 with under 7.5 to go, don't want to have any bad injuries, especially to those two. Give your backups a little bit of time.
It's a pass from Dietschy, and wide open over the middle is number 81, Brady Robida, and it is a touchdown, Loyal, with 7:19 left. Coach Lindner puts his 2 big horses on the bench and calls the pass play, and it is a touchdown for Loyal. Loyal now 40-14.
Well, that's a play that we saw last drive. Again, not one where Dietschy needs to take a big drop back, quick passes over the middle, and another touchdown.
Yeah, absolutely. He took about a step and leaned back and just let it go. It was an easy pitch and catch for the touchdown. Pitch coming outside now on the 2-point conversion, and again, easy. You can see just no gas left for the Royals here as Jamie Zvolena, the freshman Loyal Greyhound, easily scampers into the end zone for the 2-point conversion, and that puts our score with 7:19 left in the game. Loyal 42, Assumption 14.
Here at Rapid Sheet Metal Heating and Cooling, your comfort experts, we just want to make sure our customers stay comfy and cozy this winter. Call us to schedule an annual checkup for your furnace or to take advantage of specials on a brand new Lennox home comfort system, up to $1,600 in rebates. Get comfortable. Call Rapid Sheet Metal Heating and Cooling, your comfort experts, at 715-421-5555 today, or visit us online at rapidsheetmetal.com. It's just another way we make you feel better.
All right, back here at Southwood County Field, 7:19 here left in the game as Loyal leads Assumption 42-14. It's this memorable moment of the game brought to you by Rapids Awards and More. Preserve your memorable moments with personalized glass engraving, magnetic name tags, trophies, and so much more. And it was that moment back in the third quarter where I kind of thought the game might get away from the Royals if their defense didn't make a stop. They didn't. Loyal goes down to score, puts themselves up 26-14, and it's all Greyhounds here in the fourth quarter as they have scored 28 unanswered points here in the fourth quarter. Gives our score what it is now, 42-14. This memorable moment of the game brought to you by Rapids Awards and More. Preserve your memorable moments with Rapids Awards and More. 1210 Pepper Avenue, Wisconsin Rapids. Give Van and the gang at Rapids Awards and More a call at 715-421-4010, 715-421-4010. Kickoff brought out by Stotts up to the 22-yard line, and that's where the Royals will take over from there. But again, Steve, that memorable moment brought to us by Awards and More. The Royals at that point were just searching for a stop, couldn't get it, and Greyhounds have really hit their stride at that point forward.
Yeah, and able to come out, as you mentioned, in that second half, get a quick 3-and-out and score right away. And on their first possession of the second half, Matt Szymanski has been dominant. Thursday night he was, and then here this afternoon along with Buchanan and Assumption just trying to figure something out here with the last 7 minutes left.
Yeah, and the Royals now bring reserves. We've got a line change coming in for the Hounds. We've got 8-9 new Hounds coming in and 8-9 leaving the field. As that line change happened, there were only 4 Greyhound players left on the bench. But both teams now taking all starters out of the game and giving these backups some valuable time and rotating some of these other players. You may play linebacker a lot, but now is a good time to come up and play defensive end, or a left guard might drop back and play running back, those kind of things. Give everybody some experience as this game probably nothing to be decided here except just running the time off the clock with 6:30 to go in the game.
Yeah, as you mentioned, a lot of these kids have their positions that they play offensively and defensively. Give them an opportunity to see what they can do on other parts of the offensively alignment. And, again, you can practice as much as you want at those positions, but, again, nothing like the real action.
Yeah, Jack Klatt here, freshman coming in relief of quarterback Jared Hartley, and Klatt with a big run on third down. So, again, one of those players coming out here and getting some valuable experience as a freshman. We talk about this a lot as it turns out, but there is such a huge difference, and I talked about this actually on last Monday's Zaleski Sports Show, that there is such a huge difference between practice time and then getting out here in a game in front of the fans, in front of guys like me and you and other people. It's just such a big difference, and to get that playing time so valuable down the stretch of the season. Pitch outside Dolman, ball on the ground there. That pitch by Klatt, not exactly where Dolman would have liked it. It's a turnover, so the Greyhounds will get the ball inside the Royals' 50-yard line. That experience there, though, I mean, that's a teaching moment for the coaches and Jack and Reed. They'll watch the film back, and he'll learn. As only a freshman, he'll learn on that and be better off for it, even though in the moment it's like, son of a gun, I fumbled the ball. He'll learn from that, and later on this season and seasons to come, he'll look back on that, and that'll be a valuable thing for him to have made that mistake right there.
Yeah, and the Royals are a relatively young team. They got, 9 freshmen out there, just 4 seniors. So they are going to be losing 4 seniors. Have a up and coming freshman class, as you said, just to be able to get that valuable time. Again, you can play JV, you can play JV 1 and 2, but you need to be able to have that time to have the varsity experience.
Yep, absolutely. And the Greyhounds going to call a timeout as everybody's getting that experience, and Coach Linder didn't feel like his team was ready, this new group out there. So they're going to take a timeout. We'll take a timeout right along with them. We'll be back for the final 5:25 right after this.
Hi, this is Jill from Home Furniture and Design. Since 1970 and 4 generations, our family has been proudly offering quality furniture like Lazy Boy, Serta, and the Amish to Central Wisconsin. We also offer free in-home design with our professionally trained designers to help you create a space that is uniquely yours. Whether it's a sofa, the room, or the entire home, we are here to help you bring it all together. Our knowledgeable staff awaits you at the only location in Wisconsin Rapids on West Grand Avenue next to Johnson & Sons Car Dealership, and also located on Post Road in Plover.
Are you looking for the perfect part-time job? School bus driving with Lamers Bus Lines offers high hourly wages, bonuses up to $1,500, and a schedule that works around your life. Plus, driving a bus is a lot easier than you think. All buses are automatics, and Lamers teaches you everything you need to know to drive them. Drivers are needed in Wisconsin Rapids for daily routes or after-school sports and activities. To apply, call 715-421-2400 or visit golamers.com.
All right, so out of the Coach Linder Greyhound timeout, it looked like, as Steve Maves astutely pointed out there, they had somebody attempting to play offensive line but didn't have an offensive line eligible number. So I had to call the timeout, and all right, you go here and you go here. And again, just getting these kids as much experience as possible here in an actual game situation. So under 5 minutes left to play. Loyal continues to lead 42-14. And a run up the middle here. And again, we'll call as many of these names as we can here. And that run there by number 21, Jamie Zvolina. A lot of these guys getting their names called for the first time, maybe in their high school careers. And we'll call as many as we can. Again, we weren't, not always prep for everybody on the roster. Drew Stiglitz, a freshman quarterback on the field for Loyal, so both teams putting freshman quarterbacks on the field here as the game, the win and the loss no longer in question. Now it's just a matter of getting everybody in on the action. And as I say that, Loyal will pick up their first win of the year. They'll move to 1-3, and they move to 1-1 in conference play. Cloverwood, again, they lost to Abbotsford last week. And Loyal will take on Greenwood. Greenwood 4-0. And that is a big game. It's a rivalry game. Those two towns, if you stand on top of the water tower in either of the towns, you can see each other. And there is a long history between Loyal and Greenwood. A long history. There is some playful jabs and barbs sent back and forth, and there are some not playful jabs and barbs sent back and forth. And it makes, for sports anyway, which is what me, and again, you're listening to 1320 AM WFHR, watching online, WFHR.com, and ZaleskiSports.com. Jason Zaleski alongside Steve Maves. And for sports, Steve, that's good. We like that when there's a little bit of tension between the teams.
Oh yeah, and as obviously, if it gets chippy on the field, it gets chippy on the field. But as you mentioned, to have a rivalry like that, towns as close as they are, and be able to be competitive against each other, that's what's big in those rivalries. And again, Loyal came out this week at halftime, just putting it to Assumption. They did the same thing to Abbotsford last week. A very good second-half team against Loyal, is Loyal. They just got to put it all together against Greenwood next week.
And the upstart Greenwood Indians, and interesting what's going on over in Greenwood, they are set to move to 8-man football next year. Enrollment just not there. They're doing well this year. The players and Rogan Travis and Cooper Bredlow have had a couple of big games here. They've both talked to us on camera. They said they knew. They also said they know that classes behind them are very small coming up, and so their last hurrah here in traditional football, and they're making it count. They're 4-0 heading into that big rivalry game next week against the Loyal Greyhounds in Loyal. And again, we'll have highlights of that game available for you. You can watch highlights if you're not able to make it to the game, or even if you do, somebody's going to win. There's going to be people in West Central Clark County that are going to be very excited. We just don't know who yet. But anyway, highlights available after that game over on Zaleski Sports Neilsville on Facebook. Highlights of this game later today also over on Facebook, Zaleski Sports Neilsville and Zaleski Sports Wisconsin Rapids. You can relive all the best of today's game a little bit later this afternoon. But 3rd and 5 upcoming here with 1:40 left on the clock. And Drew Stieglitz still leading his team down the field here. It's a run to the outside and a face mask. Yeah, it's a face mask at the end of it as Sullivan Hansen raced down to the outside and just reaching and grabbing for anything. I believe that was Rico Franklin coming outside and through. Now there's 2 flags down just for extra flair and pizzazz. But it'll be a minute 26, and it's going to be 1st and goal upcoming for the Hounds.
And being over at Loyal last week, the atmosphere there, they have bleachers on one side, being the outfield of the baseball diamond. They have the bleachers on the far side from the press box behind the visitors' bench, and right next to each other. And Loyal, as you mentioned, Loyal and Greenwood, big rivals. Just got to make sure everything stays relatively all right between those two, which should be a very, very, very competitive game next week for Loyal and Greenwood.
Yeah, everybody behave out there. Just go enjoy the sport. Cheer on your team. If something doesn't go well, zip it.
Yep.
That's what I'll say there. And you get home after the game is done. You want to go out to your local watering hole or just go onto your front porch, talk all the trash you want, but you're at the game. Just enjoy the game. Again, guys, these are 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old kids playing the game. They don't need to hear your nonsense out there anyway. Now, I'm sure 95% of the folks there are going to be having a good time. And just keep it fun because it's sports are more fun when they're fun.
Yeah.
So the kneel down there, and 55 seconds and counting. We'll have one more kneel down, and we will end action. I'll give you this moment here to remind you, next week, Friday, at 6:45, we'll be on the air. Paul Knopf will be on the call with Assumption traveling to Athens. The Athens Blue Jays. That's a conference game again next week, Friday, at 7 p.m. Pre-game show starts at 6:45, and that game will also be heard on AM 1320 WFHR. And we'll also have Wisconsin Rapids Lincoln live next week. And take a peek here quickly at that schedule and remind you that game will be seen on WFHR.com and ZaleskiSports.com as the Red Raiders host the DC Everest Evergreens right here at Southwood County 2000 Field. The clock ticks 3, 2, and 1, and that does it here from Southwood County 2000 Field here today as the Loyal Greyhounds take down the Assumption Royals 42-14. We did talk to some of the staff on the field. We anticipate having Coach Lindner and our Zaleski Sports Highlight House Player of the Game up with us here shortly. It looks like each team now is going to head to the field here, and they're going to say a word of prayer here and congratulate each other on a very well-played game. It really was, and just as the way sports go sometimes, Loyal got the better of it here today. But again, we wrap up regular game coverage. We're going to hope to have Coach Lindner from Loyal and our Zaleski Sports Player of the Game up here in the press box as we will start our post-game show here in just a bit.
Paper City Savings realizes the way we do banking is different for everyone, and that's why we provide the best of both worlds. We offer face-to-face personal customer service along with the latest in technology. Providing our customers with convenient banking to fit their lifestyle is important to us. You want the best of both worlds in banking? Look no further than Paper City Savings. Paper City Savings, a proud sponsor of area high school sports, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Do you dread opening your cable or satellite bill each month? Tired of paying for a bunch of channels you don't even watch? Then maybe it's time you took a look at streaming TV. Streaming TV is simply a new way to get television content. Instead of using a traditional cable box or satellite dish, you can get programming delivered to your TV via the internet through a smart TV or streaming device. Skinnier channel items make streaming services budget-friendly and give you more control over which channels you pay for. Visit Solaris.net for a number of tools to help get you started. They'll help you calculate the internet speed you need, show you how to install your streaming device, and even help you decide which streaming service is best for you. For a limited time, you'll get a free Roku streaming stick when you sign up for Solaris Internet, so you can try streaming risk-free. So what do you say? Are you ready to kick your cable to the curb and start saving money by streaming TV? Solaris can help. Stop in, call, or visit them at Solaris.net to learn more.
Solaris Media Shower is currently available in Arkdale, Nakusa, Port Edwards, Rudolph, Wisconsin Rapids, and the town of Plover. Certain restrictions may apply.
Sports injuries are increasingly common for high school and college athletes, weekend warriors, and elite pros. Knees, shoulders, and elbows are complex structures. Wisconsin River Orthopedics features skilled board-certified orthopedic surgeons and sports medicine specialists willing and able to get you back in the action. They also offer in-house physical and occupational therapy, which may be all you need. For the most effective solutions relieving pain and restoring lives right here in Wisconsin Rapids, contact WROinstitute.com or call 424-1881.
Wondering what to feed your team after work, the game, or this weekend? Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids has tasty, char-broiled burgers for any hungry appetite. From the classic hamburger to the famous Chips Champ and everything in between, check out our daily specials. Stop inside to enjoy your meal with comfortable seating. See our complete menu of burgers, hot ham and cheese, hot beef, chicken and fish, fries, rings, curds, and ice cream served year-round. In a hurry? Same great menu in the drive-thru. Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids.
With clinics in Wisconsin Rapids, Nakusa, Rome, and Adams, Aspirus has the pros to get you back in the game. Can't wait for a clinic appointment? Stop by Aspirus Doctors Clinic walk-in. Open weekdays from 7 to 7 and weekends and holidays from 8 to 1. When you're feeling off your game, count on the winning team at Aspirus Riverview Clinics and Aspirus Doctors Clinic. Aspirus, passion for excellence. Here at Rapid Sheet Metal Heating and Cooling, your comfort experts. We just want to make sure our customers stay comfy and cozy this winter. Call us to schedule an annual checkup for your furnace or to take advantage of specials on a brand new Lennox home comfort system, up to $1,600 in rebates. Get comfortable. Call Rapid Sheet Metal Heating and Cooling, your comfort experts, at 715-421-5555 today, or visit us online at rapidsheetmetal.com. It's just another way we make you feel better.
All right, back here at Southwood County 2000 Field, those of you watching online, you see Coach Lindner all the way across the field there, still talking to his team. So we will catch up with Coach and our player of the game on today's highlights, so you can catch Coach's comments, and we'll talk to our Zaleski Sports Highlight House player of the game, Matt Szymanski, all on the highlights tonight. But we are done here, as our final score is Loyal 42, Assumption 14. We'll keep an eye on Coach Lindner over there, see if he wants to sneak up on us as we go through some of today's stats. And we'll talk about scoring here. It was a 14-14 game at halftime, both teams right in it. And then in the second half, the Greyhounds really took over, just wore out that Assumption defense, and largely did it on the feet, legs, shoulders, you name it, of our player of the game, number 10, Matt Szymanski. Szymanski finishes with 18 carries, 157 yards, and 3 touchdowns. A couple touchdowns passing, another one on the ground for the Greyhounds, and again, that's where we land here, 42-14, as our final here from Southwood County 2000 Field. And the Greyhounds continue to commiserate and hang out on the far side. So, again, we will sign off here for Steve Maves. This is Jason Zaleski, and you can listen next week as Paul Knopf will be on the call as the Assumption Royals head up to Athens to take on the Blue Jays. Pre-game show starts Friday at 6:45. We will talk to you next Monday at 10 a.m. on the weekly Zaleski Sports Show. Listening to that on 1320 a.m. WFHR. Folks, we'll talk to you on Monday. Have a great day.